rheumatic disease known as Ashkoff's nodules. They are subcutaneous nodules. What will you write more about them? This acute rheumatic carditis, microscopy, Ashkoff's nodule. Whatever is written in the lecture for Ashkoff's nodule, you can write that there are inflammatory cells and all. You have to take, that is why I am telling you, pick the slides from your, don't go from here. Directly from your lecture. Ashkoff's nodule written in the lecture. Whatever there is in the lecture, you have to write that. What is the microscopy of the Ashkoff's nodule? It is there in the lecture. We have read about it. It is written. Check your lectures. It is written. I have taught you all this. Again, the rheumatic fever, the mitral valve has a fish mouth appearance. This hypertension to left ventricle, there is hypertrophy. This again, vegetations on the valves. You don't have to write much about it. Whatever, grossly, vegetation within a valve, and the diagnosis is infective endocarditis. This is what you will write. Do not write details into it. How will you write details? You don't have that much time. There is 1 minute for each slide you have. Again, infective endocarditis, and these are the vegetations that are there on the caudate tendinous. This slide they usually don't give, where you do not see anything, you just have to write. But still remember what the name of the slide is, and microscopically vegetations. These are the petechial hemorrhages, the sphincter hemorrhages that we see in infective endocarditis. That is what grossly sphincter hemorrhages. And diagnosis, infective endocarditis. How have they added this? Do they give this? And how do you know it is acute staph aureus infective endocarditis? Yes. You've just from the slide, you know it is staph aureus. It's a stupid slide. Diagnosis, myocardial infarction. Okay, yes, you know there is a pale area here in the heart. So this is MI, myocardial infarction. Which is the region? It is the anterior myocardial infarction. Now you know this is outside the heart, blood has got accumulated, means in the pericardium. So this is cardiac tamponade. Myocardial infarction, these pale areas, this whole pale area here, cardiac aneurysm. Diagnosis, myocardial infarction. Microscopically, severe thrombosis. This is the thrombus that you see in the artery. This is an artery here, and this is the thrombus. And how they are showing you this severe atherosclerosis thrombus? Okay, you just have to make a wild guess. This is an artery, and there is a pink thing inside it. It's a thrombus. So it's a severe atherosclerosis plus thrombosis in the causing a myocardial infarction. Diagnosis, myocardial infarction. How do you know this artery is there in the heart? Thyroid, the goiter that we just saw. This is the picture of the cells that are the colloid that is there. This pink hole is the colloid. These are the acinar cells that line this has become big because more colloid is being formed inside the thyroid gland. So it's a multinodular goiter, many nodules, 1, 2, 3 from here, small and big multinodular goiter. Rich thyroid nodules, rich in colloid, flattened follicular cells. The follicular cells are usually cuboidal follicular cells. Okay, they have lost their pattern and they have become flattened. Okay. Again, Graves' disease, scalloping, very important slides. This is always there. Please write about the scalloping and the clearing of the colloid in that. It is already written. Microscopically, hyperplastic infoldings, fronds are formed, papillae are formed, and there is scalloping out of the colloid. Hashimoto's disease, it looks like the lymph node. There are germinal centers. Papillary carcinoma, again it will tell you papillary pattern. You do not see the papillary pattern clearly because it's very far they have shown it. But you know how the papillary pattern, because these gaps and grooves you see in between means there are spaces in between, so they are like papillae. Fronds and atypical malignant cells. what you see from this are colloids. These are small, the ones you see, the enlarged one, this is the small one, this is colloid from here. Colloid and the flattened epithelial cells. No. These are all the slides that are there for your practical.
Okay.